Going in. Come on. Stratagem conditions. Melee damage is reduced greatly, but range damage is increased. Huh. Ah, the psychic little warp thing, eh? Oh, looks like someone's down.
One down.
Did I go get him? Oh, nope, he's gone. Straight up gone. Alright. That's ridiculous. Alright. Going in. Double! You good, huh? I don't know, you're not running away. I'm coming for you, dude. I haven't forgotten about you, but... Alright. Alrighty. Ability charge restoration is significantly faster. Okay. Ooh. I shall take the seed. Found it early. Let's move on. Kane is 16. Okay. Evelyn is 25. Alright. Well, even at 16, you should still have, you know, a good lot of perks there to work with. So, all thunders take 25% less range damage. Okay, sure.
Regroup on me. Good to going to be shaking sand out of my joints for weeks.
I will take that. Good night. Got a bit of a shock there. Just all those random green things just popping up.
Activate the Quartermaster's console and wake the machine spirit. Instruct it to load the implosive warhead onto the train and assist
Extremis. Oh no. Detect. Oh, what the? Huh? Sorry, Kane, but I got this. What the? Huh? Wait, what? Oh, must be one for me and one for Kane. Wow, so even when you're near a corpse, it still charges lightning. That sucks. Next.
Get your stim injectors.
Alright. So the competition is BCA.
Warhead for transport.
So it's good to just let the team know that the order of the maintenance centers are, you know, in this case BCA, left to right. So that way there it saves time with if the what's it called? The buttons need to be pressed, at least they know which side to go to. And that is a Carnifex. Alright.
Just do as it says.
He's slower in the first half. He gets quicker when his HP is less than 50%, I'm pretty sure. Ow! What the? Alright. That was a bit of a shocker. Oh, no, no, no. How about you come on? Freaking knew it. 50% HP, not only does he go faster, but of course, Extreme responds with him. Hi there, Extremes. Good to see you. Also, it sucks that Kane's dead, so I'm guessing he's not an experienced hunt heavy. But a more lesser experienced one, say. That's unfortunate, really. I was kind of hoping that he'd be one of those, you know, prestige heavies. You know, like, you know, 16 on paper, but like prestige 4, like that kind. Unfortunately, it was not the case. In the meantime, I think it should be... Wait, C2. Wait, hang on. Then it should... No, BC, right? It should be here somewhere. C1... C2. Here it is.
Entering the command.
Stems. Wow, a terminus enemy and double console change. That's bad luck. That can't be good. A1, that is A2. There you go.
Working the machine.
Thank you. Wait, no, I want the gene seed. So I'm the gene seed carrier.
Some warrior.
Nope, she was perfect timing.
Provide your command authorization to dispatch payload to the supply queue.
Thank you.
We have the warhead on the move, Lieutenant.
Good. Escort the payload to the train.
According to facility schematics, there is a transport lift that leads to the platform.
Farewell, Guardsman. Oh dear. Oh, poor Guardsman. I'm sorry. That sucks.
Auspex deep scan ready.
Alrighty. Get off him. Huh. Ow.
Intercepting projectiles.
Another bloody sandstorm incoming. Finished and ready. Shoot me again and I will take your arm.
Neurothrow. Oh, come
Atmospheric
on,
conditions
really?
have returned to normal.
For
Advance
what
one is
time
clear.
needed? Really? Let's circle around him, deal with the other enemy spawns.
I know the cannon implosive warheads are a thing to behold.
Oh, no. Why would you...
The storm has dissipated.
It's alright, you guys are taking too long to get that execute. Also, there's a zone left behind.
The scene of which my beating dirt.
Really? You really don't want that execute,
Venus
huh?
may seek to use this to their advantage.
Not my problem. You don't want it.
Finally through all that damn grate.
Well, on the bright side, that means there'll be no more terminus enemies for the rest of the mission. 2 is the max that will spawn. At least that's the way it is for now. Who knows? Maybe later stratagems might increase that to 3.
Are you trying to stoke my rage?
Magazine.
Then from here on out, the most dangerous thing we have to worry about is some extremist enemies and I guess the lightning strikes. Believe it or not, lightning strikes can actually be very annoying and they can really hurt you if they strike at the wrong moment. Like, say for example, in the middle of a gun strike animation.
Conversion field operational. Atmospheric conditions have returned to normal.
Cool.
For the Emperor! For the Emperor!
Squad, rally on my signal.
Do not get turned around!
We shall launch this terminus's final train.
And watch as a train transcends to become the barrel of a bolt.
Obstruction detected. Removal is required to commence.
No? Negative? Alright.
Acknowledged.
So be it.
Our pathway is open.
Ooh, Estra Miltaro. Very good. Good job, guys. Doing really well. Huh. Extremis! Oh, come on, really? No. That's not good.
Remain calm.
And here we go.
Seeking operator. Not found.
Oh, and Kane's done again. Alright, well, it's a good thing Kane didn't take the Guardian Relic.
What needs grappling?
That would have been a complete waste. Anyway, everyone, we better move up. Oh boy, that can't be good.
No one's coming to save you.
Departmental Minotaur Coordinates transfer 3639 merging complete. Manifest updated.
I'll borrow the ammo for that. Hello. Goodbye. Ooh, Stalker Bolt.
Detecting my
That's a lot of spalls.
rearming.
Old hope and no brains.
All pulp and no brains. Makes Jack a dull boy, I guess? I don't know.
Smells like fresh munitions.
Makes Jack a dull Xenos.
Got some weapon schematics. Gather at my locus. For the Emperor! For the Emperor!
Foot 2.
We've secured the area.
Sure.
Ordnance in place, Lieutenant.
Switching power
Give us
packs? I
the
didn't
word.
know Astral Time Gods carried power packs. This still is mine. Oh, sorry. That was unintentional.
Finish that bastard, or you have more.
Hello. Goodbye. Hello. Bye-bye. Kane, welcome back. Nice to know you're right after the train
Course
tracks.
of forsaken power.
You're always just right around behind it, eh? That's nice.
I have multiple swarms moving to your location.
Eye on
You
the
have
prize
my
and all that
attention.
jazz, right?
Deal
Am
with
I
them
right?
swiftly. We will not get another shot at this.
Hellstim's there, King.
Reloading.
If you don't take it, I will.
Go there, dig in. Tyranids on the open tracks. Let us crush them with an engine.
Quantitative composition. There are engines in service. They be routed along parallel tracks. Route change
It is crawling with repugnant xenos. Reloading. Sending frag.
Blow him aside. Bye-bye.
Routine confirmed. Train inbound.
Oh.
Please clear the tracks. Note preparing standby engine for departure. Dispatchers, please stand by.
I'm sure he's got that. Right?
Standby engine ready for departure.
Oh! Why there's so many? Oh, that's why.
Engine charge 50%. Charging system detected. Engines
Come on.
requested to perform rites of restoration.
Link your armor to
Hey!
the mechanical
Oh,
device. You will
come
need to
on.
keep close proximity
Load
to the
already.
charging station until the reset is complete.
Faulty charging system detected.
Oh.
Engines here requested to perform rites of restoration.
Yeah.
Establishing diagnostic connection.
Considering I have the lowest latency, that was surprisingly laggy.
What needs gravity?
Power connection restored through the grace of the Omniscient. Engine charge to 75%.
Oh, not much you can do about that.
Picking up extra rounds.
Into the more. One down. Trillions to go.
That's a lift up.
Dispatcher. The engine is charged and prepared for departure.
Deploy immediately.
Yes, brother.
Warhead out!
And good night. And voila, mission done.
Detonation in 5. Brace for shockwave. All in all, pretty simple round.
Nothing too overly complicated. Few laggy moments here and there, but overall not too bad. Kane was prestige, but probably prestige 1 at this point probably means that you rush power leveling. You aren't really learning the class per se. I really do think they need to lock hard stratagems behind levels. Too many people are using it to level up. It's just not worth it, you know? You're better off doing hard stratagems when you have a lot of experience with your classes, to the point that you know how to use them without relying on prestige perks. Anyway, now that we've completed the mission, let's take a look at the build as always. Today we ran with the Vanguard. For the perks, we took Melee Mastery for 10% extra melee damage against Majoris level enemies and higher. Next, we took Close Combat Focus so that we took 20% less range damage. Particularly useful when you're battling enemies and you want to be able to survive like Minoris on the side that are shooting, or Chaos enemies, or in this case, in the case of Tyranids, it's the Majoris enemies that have the burst rifle when they're enraged. Yeah, this will help you survive them. As an alternative, you can either take Conviction, or a lot of people love taking Duelist. Duelist is very, very good if you like running block weapons. This is very, very powerful. It's not the most necessary, but it is something that's very useful to have. Next, Consecutive Execution. Killing 7 enemies in rapid succession restores your equipment charge by 1 on a 90-second cooldown. When you are playing at the level of Absolute or Hard Stratagems, you really want to be able to have access to your equipment, whether it be Melta bombs or crack grenades, etc. And having the ability to get them back automatically is really important. The other 2 perks are both perfectly fine. I think between the 2, Retribution is probably the more useful one in the middle of combat, but I think Consecutive Execution is the best one by far. As for the team perk, while all 3 of them are usable, I still think that Unmatched Zeal at the highest difficulty end is still the best one. Especially because of its ability to allow your teammates to heal themselves by killing extremist or terminus level enemies with an execute. Next, for the 4th perk, I always take Restless Fortitude. Why? Because after you do your hookshot diving kick, it allows you to again survive in the middle of combat when you're fighting in the melee thick of things and enemies are shooting you from afar or all around. This helps you get through that. For the next one, for the 6th perk, I take Tip of the Spear, whereby the enemies that you hit with your hook shot and kick take 15% more range damage. Yes, this does include from the Melta at point blank range, so very useful. Next time I take Thrill of the Fight. After you do a perfectly timed block, parry, or dodge, you take 20% less health damage for 5 seconds. Very useful when you're doing your gun strike, that you don't get killed in the middle of the animation. So yes. And as for the signature perk, I take Adrenaline Rush for 5% heal upon a melee kill of a Majoris level enemy or higher. And yes, this does stack with Unmatched Zeal on Extremist and Terminus enemies for a 35% HP recovery. Next, for the prestige perks, Indomitable Spirit. When you do a gun strike, you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back. Very important for the Vanguard, especially if you play the Close Quarter Combat Vanguard. Next, Restoration. Killing 7 enemies in rapid succession restores 1 armor segment on a 50-second cooldown. 15, and this is 90. So every time you get these 2 together, right? Every time you get 6, basically for every one of these, you'll get 6 of these. The ability to get armor restoration on the fly is very important in missions on the highest level, because of the reality, the fact that the way armor works in this game is that as long as you have an armor segment remaining, any melee damage, even no matter how heavy it is, right, that you would take that would reduce your health, reduce all of your armor and cleave into your HP will only reduce your armor. Your remaining HP is still protected. However, that does not include gun strikes. That does not include, gun damage. So in other words, if an enemy snipes you, that will still take off all of your armor and your HP. This will just protect you from melee attacks. But very powerful against Carnifexes and Hellbrutes. So a good thing to keep note of. Next, Battlefield Awareness. If a target is within 8 meters, you deal 10% more ranged damage. Very, very useful because this is the Melta, Close Quarter Combat Vanguard build. So, yep, free 10% damage. And lastly, Fortitude for 15% HP because health is very important. Next, for the weapons, we take the max ammo variant of the Melta rifle. This is the perk grid. You can see very straightforward. You just take the entire top row plus this one down here. So let's go through them together. First, extended magazine for increased magazine capacity from 8 to 11, I believe. Then we get magazine restoration when your HP, when your HP drops below 30%, your ammo reserve is restored by a full magazine. On a 30-second cooldown, no less. Next, Great Might. We deal 10% damage against Terminus enemies. It's a good way to offset the fact that they nerfed the amount of Terminus damage this weapon did in general, so it's a good way to help counter that a bit. Next, Divine Might gives us 10% increased damage. Extended magazine again for that increased magazine capacity. Like I said, it's how you get from 8 to 11 rounds. Next one, down below we take Fast Reload for 10% increased reload speed, followed up by First Shot. The first shot after reload deals 10% more damage, so that big oomph right off the bat. Next, Retaliation. After doing a perfectly timed dodge, you deal 25% more damage for 10 seconds. Self-explanatory. And last but not least, Perpetual Fire for 10% increased fire rate. Very useful to have. For the pistol, we are taking the heroic heavy bolt pistol known as Retribution's Bequest. For the perk grid, it's a bit complicated on this one, so here we go. We'll take the first three in the top row, which is Headhunter, Adamantine Grip, and Rapid Health. The most important one out of this batch is Rapid Health because it allows you to heal if your HP is below 30%. Simply killing 7 enemies very quickly restores your health by 10%, along with giving you an armor segment back and also giving you equipment charge back. So, very useful to have. Next one, increased capacity for that extra ammo reserve. Not as important as, say, Headhunter for that extra headshot damage, Extended magazine gives us 1 extra bullet. Then we take Death Strike. After you kill a Majoris or higher enemy in melee combat, you deal 25% more damage, for 10 seconds. Overall, very good. Next one, Great Might damage against Terminus enemies increases by 10%. Decent. Discipline. When you have low ammo, you deal 25% more damage. And this weapon has a very small magazine, so that isn't too far away. Next, Strong Finish. The last round in any given magazine deals 15% more damage. This is not the most important thing to have, but it is what you need in order to get to this next perk, Headhunter. For extra 10% more headshot damage, same as this one. And the reason why this is important is because this pistol has the highest headshot multiplier out of any sidearm in the game. Next, Gunstrike Reload, probably the single most important perk in this tree. After doing a Gunstrike, this weapon is instantly reloaded. Because there's nothing more dangerous than trying to get through combat and suddenly you need to reload at a very inopportune time. Last but not least, we take Aquilan Dedication, which is the fencing variant of the Chainsword. This is the perk grid. As you can see, it is the entirety of the bottom row, plus the 2 perks over here, red splits. Let's go through them. Perpetual Strength gives you 5% more melee damage. Swift Recovery, where your heavy attacks restore 100% more contested health. Not really that important, so it's just fine. Another bit of Perpetual Strength for 5% more melee damage again. Then we take Soul Blade, which increases your light combo length from 4 to 5 strikes. Not that important, perfectly honest. We only use 2 to 3 hit melee combos anyway. Next, Heavy Onslaught. Your heavy attacks with this weapon deal 15% more melee damage. Very good for clearing out Minoris enemies. Next, Combined Onslaught, where your light combo attacks with this weapon deal 10% more melee damage. Basic. Trampling Stride. After you do a stomp, you hold the attack button for an additional stomp. Very, very nice. Again, good for clearing Minoris enemies. You want to know what else is good for clearing Minoris enemies? Minoris Slayer. And then we go through to Extremist Slayer. Extremist Slayer increases the damage against extremist level enemies by 15%. This is very, very important. Being able to do this, having more melee damage against extremist enemies allows you to get them down quicker, which means you get to have more executes on them, which means you get to have more healing off of them. And last but not least, momentum gain, whereby each consecutive light attack will increase your light attack melee damage by 3%, up to a cap of 30% for 3 seconds. Not the most important thing, but it is useful to have. Alternatively, you can also take just an extra bit of perpetual strength. That works just fine. And that is the CQC Vanguard build. Thank you very, very much for joining in this video. It was very, very fun. I love doing these hard Stratagem dailies. I hope you're enjoying the content. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you want more videos in the future. I look forward to your support, and as always,
For the